Hey, what's up? Marking, and this is a story. I'm sorry, this is some trash fire from 7, 8 days ago, right? It's from the Daily Wire, but it references. Let's just read. New from Teen Vogue: Sleep is systematically racist. You read that right. This is by Hank Berrien. So let's figure out, how can sleep be racist? Before we go into this, I can't think of how sleep can be racist. No, if anything, it shows how racist I am because I don't see racism around every corner. So, oh, this is probably racist too. It's white. I wonder if that's planned. The bed sheets are white, the shadows are black. It's racism. Teen Vogue, in its imperishable desire to act as a spearhead for political correctness. I remember when Teen Vogue, it used to be for girls. I used to see it in the magazine stands and walk away. Sometimes it's good to read these magazines just to feel what they're talking about. I don't even know if Teen Vogue is still around. It's probably just a website. Again, as these places go more left, more I'm gonna call hard left, right? They lose their audience, and you know what they do? They double down, and they keep going, and they keep losing your audience. It's as if they don't care about profits anymore. And that's very dangerous. They hire people who will kill the industry. Spearhead for Political Correctness published an article titled "Black Power Naps is Addressing Systematic Isms," in which they plugged an artistic initiative entitled Black Power Naps, which argues that black people have shorter lives than whites. Well, shouldn't they want to sleep less then? Because they were not permitted to sleep, and thus reparations must be given in the form of time off from work. Oh, okay. So, because you live a gangster lifestyle, because you don't put the hard work in, because you want to play basketball, football, because you don't want to show up to class, so you want to study, you want everybody else to pay for your poor decisions. You know what's funny? Again, a lot of these things I say, it's based in truth, but it's also based in statistics and observed reality. I've lived in these hood areas. I've interacted with these people in hood areas. I've stayed a long time in hood areas. Okay, I can assure you what I said is accurate. Okay. The old cliche goes, less rap, more reading. It aptly applies. Teen Vogue writers Fanny Sosa and Navalid Acosta, who created Black Power Naps, that they were tired. Okay, Teen Vogue's rights of, okay, poorly phrased, I guess, but wasn't just of old fatigue. Yes, they experienced lack of sleep, but they also sporadically experiencing a generational fatigue familiar to black people. Here's the thing, right? Sometimes you need heroes, right? One of my heroes growing up was just, it's fiction, but it's Rambo, right? You know, it's like he lacked food, he lacked shelter. It's like this here. It shows how weak a culture is. Okay, this is weakness. Okay, sometimes you have to function an hour of sleep, 2 hours of sleep. Okay, this is how you get ahead in college. This is how you get ahead of everybody else. You wake up early. You sleep late. Teen Vogue says Black Power Naps is also a recognition of the hundreds of years of sleep deprivations. Yeah, I would taste all kinds. So, what is there a black person that has lived hundreds of years that I don't know of? a way to push back against the false stereotype that black people are lazy and the investigation of the inequitable distribution of rest. Of course, they're posited. We're dealing with inherence of sleep deprivation. Sleep deprivation was a deliberate tactic of the slave owners to basically make the mind feeble, the same tactic that has only evolved. So as slavery is a regime of stealing and extraction, stolen wages, stolen life, stolen land. God damn it. You know, this pisses me off. This victimization, like, I'm not sure if this is a man or woman. If this is a man, this will piss me off even more. Like, a man is supposed to be tough. Again, like, what I've experienced in these classrooms, the boys, they don't get it. They will be treated differently in life, not because they're black, but because they're males. Okay, and then when they hit high school, they're wondering why they can't get away with the same BS that they did previously. They aren't taught how to be manly. Okay. Okay, they cry like, they cry. But again, it's always those type of urban youths cry like little babies over the tiniest little thing. They're not tough men. They can't handle emotions. They're raised by single mothers who've made poor decisions. The dads aren't in their lives because the dads don't have time because the dads have other women that they're screwing. How can you have time for one child when you have 10 children? We need time off. We need time out. You know, this sounds like, again, this is a woman thing, right? You know, when women argue that they need maternity leave and then they want the exact same job they had previously, but when there's a guys in there who are still working, sorry, evolution is a bitch, but it is what it is. Our ancestors never got to take a month off for holidays. They never got to take a sabbatical. They, you know, when I read these things, like, aren't you guys getting welfare like out of the wazoo? You again, like anytime blacks complain about reparations, they've gotten it back, like 20 trillion or some outlandish number like that, in just the welfare state alone. Okay, again, it shows it's never enough. If you give an inch, they'll take 5 miles. Okay, they'll never recover because they don't look inward. Okay, if anything, they're trying to push. Okay, so all this are talking points. I'll keep saying it. Talking points of the commies. Okay, all this stuff is planted there for a reason. Okay, this is meant to push an agenda, and it's meant to tell black men especially that they cannot compete with anybody else, so everybody else has to change. Okay, your culture will never thrive if everything is an excuse. Everything is someone else's fault. Everything is the boogeyman's fault. This is nonsense. All this here, it's all nonsense. Teen Vogue should be ashamed. No one should. Teen Vogue should be interested how to make girls proper, okay? It should be giving girls how to dress, fashion advice. Okay, maybe once or twice per like issue, if it's still around, have an article about the famous chick, how she keeps it together. Anyway, this is just nonsense. And this is nonsense. A 21-year-old should never be burnt out. Okay, what you doing? You're blazing. Instead of, I remember in college, like these kids, like they would, instead of studying, they would go to parties on Friday nights. I was in my books. Okay? These people who fail, not everybody, 90% plus, they fail because of life choices, okay? Some people are genuinely just not smart enough. Okay? Some people do put the effort in there and just can't do it. Okay, it happens. But that's like the point, not, I won't say 0.1%, it's more like 3%, okay? Just going by Larry Ellis stats, probably around 3%. That's minute. Okay, if you're burned at 20 or 21, you're not doing the right things in life. You're constantly making the wrong choices. Share, save, subscribe, thumbs up. I'm on Parlor, Gap, Twitter under the same name, Marking. All right, take care. Bye. Hope you enjoyed. Sleep is racist. Get the f out of here.